From JBS Studios in Greater New York, this is the JBS News Update with Teisha Bader.
I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Friday, November the 1st, 2024. An IDF soldier who was severely injured a month and a half ago battling terror group Hamas in Gaza died of those injuries today. He is 21-year-old platoon commander Captain Yarden Zakai. Northern Israel continues to be under rocket attack by terror group Hezbollah, with dozens of projectiles launched from Lebanon today. The IDF said some were intercepted while others landed in open areas. The Times of Israel reports that a 37-year-old man was moderately injured in one of the Hezbollah barrages hit by shrapnel. He was said to be in stable condition. The IDF continues to respond to the Hezbollah attacks targeting the terror group and said during the night fighter jets of the Air Force with precise intelligence hit sites for the production of weapons, central headquarters, and other military infrastructures of Hezbollah in the Beirut area. Also last night, Israel's Air Force wrote it intercepted 7 drones launched towards the state of Israel from a number of areas. The Air Force using planes and fighter helicopters, it said, and the air defense systems intercepted all the threats. 2 of the drones were said to have been sent by Hezbollah in Lebanon. The Times of Israel said 5 of the drones were reportedly sent from Iraq. The IDF also continues simultaneously to battle terror group Hamas in Gaza and said that during the last day, the Air Force hit more than 200 terrorist targets of the terrorist organizations Hamas and Hezbollah, and that among the targets that were hit, command and control headquarters, rocket launchers, and military infrastructures. The IDF also conducting counter-terror operations in the West Bank, where it said troops eliminated 3 terrorists who opened fire at them. The terrorists were using a hospital complex to transfer weapons. And turning now to here in the U.S., the Chicago Police Department yesterday added felony hate crimes and felony terrorism charges against a man accused of shooting an identifiably Jewish man as he walked to synagogue in the Rogers Park neighborhood this past Saturday. Police Chief Larry Snelling stressed that these additional charges come after thorough investigation and said that evidence from the offender's phone indicated that he planned this shooting and specifically targeted people of Jewish faith. Snelling said, "We will never tolerate violence that's rooted in hate and bigotry." The victim, who was shot from behind in the shoulder, was released from the hospital later the day of the shooting. The suspect remains hospitalized after being shot by police at the scene. The Anne Frank House announced that a new exhibit is coming to New York City, marking the first time in history that the Anne Frank House will present a pioneering experience outside of Amsterdam. Anne Frank, the exhibition, will create an immersive experience for visitors in a full-scale recreation of the rooms where Anne and the rest of her family spent 2 years hiding from the Nazis. It is being presented in partnership with the Center for Jewish History in Manhattan and will open on International Holocaust Remembrance Day, January the 27th of 2025, to mark the 80th commemoration of the liberation of Auschwitz. Well, it was a deeply bittersweet celebration for former hostage Erez Calderon as he celebrated his bar mitzvah yesterday, surrounded by friends and family, except, tragically, for his father, Ofer, who remains a hostage in Gaza. Erez and his 16-year-old sister Sahar, kidnapped on October the 7th, were released in a hostage deal after 52 days of captivity. Israel's official X Twitter platform wished Mazal Tov to the 13-year-old and wrote, "Erez, the entire nation stands with you and will not rest until your father is home." The 101 hostages who remain held by terror group Hamas in Gaza have now been captive for 392 days. Taking a look now at our programming for tonight on JBS for Friday, November the 1st. Live Shabbat services are coming up at 6 o'clock from New York City's Central Synagogue, followed by Shabbat services from the Hampton Synagogue. At 8:30, Justin Pine speaks with Abigail Pogrebin and Rabbi Linzer to talk about their new book, It Takes Two to Torah. At 9:30, Pogrebin speaks to author and Wall Street Journal editor Adam Kirsch. At 10, David Harris speaks with Iraqi-American activist Sarah Idan. At 10:30, a replay from the Hampton Synagogue, followed by a replay from Central. And coming up next, a look at this week's Torah Portion. And that's the JBS News Update for Friday, November the 1st, 2024. I'm Teisha Bader. Shabbat Shalom. Am Yisrael Chai.